God speaks in stillness, a deep reflection on Psalm 46:10. Let go of any tension in your body. Still your mind. In this moment, God is here. He is in control. You don't need to strive, just be with Him. The world is loud. Every day we're bombarded with noise, notifications, traffic, demands, deadlines, fears, opinions, updates, and emergencies that seem to multiply by the hour. We live in a culture of urgency, where stillness feels unnatural and silence almost threatening. We're trained to react, to hustle, to push, to perform. And in the middle of all this chaos, this ancient verse whispers into our modern madness. Be still and know that I am God. It's not just a gentle suggestion, it's a divine command. And perhaps more than ever, it's exactly what we need. Be still, a command, not a convenience. The Hebrew word used here for be still, rapha, literally means to let go, to release, to stop striving. It's the language of surrender. It's as if God is saying, let go of your grip, loosen your clenched fists, stop trying to control everything, cease fighting battles I've already won. This is not a passive stillness, it's a radical act of trust. It's not about doing nothing, it's about doing less so we can see more. It's a spiritual discipline to stop moving long enough to remember who is truly in control. And know, awareness that changes everything. The next part of the verse calls us to know something, not just believe intellectually, but to experience, to internalize, to stand in awe. You don't get to that kind of knowing through noise. You get there in silence. Stillness clears the clutter of our minds so the truth can break through. What do we come to know in that stillness? That God is God, not us. We aren't the saviors of our families. We aren't the source of our success. We aren't the ones who hold the world together. But He is. In the stillness, we remember He is sovereign over the storms. He is present in the chaos. He is unshaken when we are falling apart. He is God, and we are not. That I am God, the anchor in every storm. Psalm 46, the chapter that contains this verse, begins with this powerful declaration. God is our refuge and strength, a very present help in trouble. It talks about mountains falling, waters roaring, nations raging. In other words, everything can fall apart, and still, God remains. God doesn't promise that we won't face trouble. He promises that in the trouble, He is God. And when we're still, when we stop trying to fix everything or run from everything, we encounter a God who is bigger than our problems and closer than our breath. Sometimes the greatest act of faith is not marching or moving, but being still. Because stillness says, God, I trust you more than I trust my plans. I believe you're working, even when I can't see it. You are enough, even when I feel like I'm not. Why stillness is so hard, but so necessary. Let's be honest, we don't like being still. Because in the stillness, we have to face ourselves. In the silence, our fears speak loudest. But if we stay in the stillness long enough, something amazing happens. Our fears start to shrink, and God starts to rise. Stillness is a sacred confrontation between us and God. And in that place, we stop trying to be God and start to know God. Practical stillness, what does it look like? This verse isn't calling us to a monastery. You don't have to disappear into the mountains to live this out. Sometimes, being still means turning off your phone for 10 minutes to sit in silence, opening the scriptures before you open your inbox, taking a deep breath before reacting, choosing prayer over panic, listening more than speaking, resting without guilt. Stillness is not weakness, it's wisdom. Stillness is not laziness, it's leaning on God. In closing, the most powerful words in a restless world. If you only take one thing from this reflection, let it be this. Stillness is not the absence of movement, it's the presence of God. It's in the stillness that we stop chasing after peace and start receiving it. It's in the stillness that we realize He's been here all along, and it's in the stillness that we hear the voice that truly matters. Be still and know that I am God. So today, in your questions, be still. In your worry, be still. In your waiting, be still. In your striving, your exhaustion, your confusion, be still. Not panicking. God is not pacing the floor wondering what will happen. He is God. And if that's true, and it is, then stillness becomes the most powerful thing we can do. Let's end with a question. Where in your life is God asking you not to do more, but to be still?